right. Hey guys, welcome to Money Matters. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching, drop a hello in the comments. And yeah, today we have a very exciting episode on the topic of freelancing. I think freelancing is something that I don't think I was that keen on or knew much about it when I was young. But over the past few years, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic, things have changed. A lot more people are exploring freelancing, being able to do a few of the different things that they are passionate about and having individual careers in there instead of holding a full 9 to 5 job instead. So we're going to be talking about that topic. I'm not sure about you guys. Let us know in the comments. Are you someone who is currently a freelancer? Or are you someone who has been keen about freelancing and you have wanted to try this one out? I think if you're new to Money Matters is basically a talk show where we talk about topics revolving around personal finance, entrepreneurship, business, how do you manage finances in business, all kinds of topics. We have had speakers from various backgrounds. We have had people who were like the ex vice presidents in banks. There are people who are just starting off and they're youngsters or studying in school. Everyone has experiences regards to money and they actually share their experiences here. So if you're new to Money Matters, I welcome all of you to subscribe to Money Matters. You can, if you're watching on YouTube, you can hit subscribe on YouTube, on ET Boost YouTube channel, because we go live here every Sunday at 3 p.m. Malaysian time, GMT +8. And you get to learn something new every Sunday. So just take half an hour to 1 hour every week to update yourself, upgrade yourself in terms of your personal finance knowledge so that you can continue growing in this field. So yeah, back to freelancing. I think it's a very interesting aspect for me personally. I juggle two careers. I have my accounting, I have my work with Ascendance, where I work with youngsters and all of that. And then I think recently I'm going into money matters and personal finance and writing a book and all of those things. And it's because of the flexibility that we have that I'm able to do so. However, having a career like this is not necessarily an easy task. Many people actually struggle with it because there is a lack of structure to it. Many of us are trained to like go to a place, work, stay there until the evening, and then come back home, and then we can do whatever we want. So it's not a career choice that would fit anyone and everyone, and hence why we have our speaker today who will be sharing her experience on how she made it happen. So our guest speaker today is none other than Uma Devi from Fresh Ink Mehendi. She's the founder of Fresh Ink Mehendi, and she started her career as a freelancer henna artist. Right, so she's a professional henna artist. She does this full time. She doesn't have a 9 to 5 job, and then does this on the side. She does henna full time, which is a big deal. And she has been running this business for the past, if I'm not mistaken, almost 7 to 8 years already. And she has worked with over 1,500 clients from all across the world. And she started this business alone as an individual, but now she has so many other people who work alongside her in her team to provide henna services, and they have expanded their business to many different ideas and options and all of that as well. So I met Uma, I think 3 years ago. Been very impressed with how she's able to sustain her business. I work with her and on her finances, and it has always been an exciting journey to see how she makes things happen, how now she trains our younger people to build a career in this industry. So I managed to have a chat with her on how she developed her career, or as the title says, crafted a career as a freelancer, and how she made it happen. So we're gonna have you can check out this chat that I had with Uma on how she made it happen, and look at it. Is this a career choice that fits you? There are many lessons that we can learn from freelancers that, if we apply in our lives, will actually benefit no matter what career we are pursuing. So let's check out this conversation and see what she says. All right, so we are here with the founder of Freshing Mendi, Uma Devi. Thank you so much, Uma, for joining us. How are you feeling?
Hi, Madhura. Thank you for having me. I'm feeling great. How are you?
I am feeling great as well. I think today's episode is going to be a lot of fun. For me personally, I've recently been meeting a lot of freelancers. So the person the freelancer that I know who's so good at what she does is you. So I think I wanted to get your experiences so that those who are in my connections in LinkedIn and all of that who are attempting to try to be a freelancer should definitely listen to Uma's experiences. I think it will definitely benefit you.
I'm
So
honestly feeling nervous when you say that it's me.
don't worry. I just want to ask what happened. That's all. You don't need to fabricate any story, so don't worry about it. I think the first question that anyone would be curious about is like, why did you go into freelancing, right? Because the world, especially I think when you started, it was not really the gig economy, or the word freelancing wasn't really that big of a deal. I think only, especially in the past 2 years with the pandemic and all, a lot of people have gone into freelancing and all of that. So you started way before that. Why did you choose to go into the freelancing world?
I didn't choose. I didn't choose at all. It was not even part of my plan.
Okay.
By the way, I'm a full-time henna artist. So how I started was I like to try things out when I was young,
Yep.
especially like after school. So I used to go and work like during breaks. I used to go and work in Fridays, Chili's, then like in restaurants and things like that.
Oh,
So yeah. So then there was one time that my brother got married. So I think it's a ritual when someone gets married, the bride needs to do henna. So
yep.
and the groom's sister, also a very important person in the wedding, needs to get henna done. So I was the groom's sister. So then somebody did henna for me. And that was actually the first time that I got henna done for myself. And I didn't get interested. My mother got interested. So my mom saw, and she came to me and she asked me when after the wedding, after a few days, a few weeks later, not really sure when, she asked me, "Do you want to go and learn henna?" So
Yep.
I was like the last person to learn arts because I'm not really a person who likes to draw. So I thought that I was not good at drawing. Then
Yeah.
I asked her, like, I don't like to draw. Even in fact, my brothers were better than me when it comes to drawing. So then they were laughing, and I was like laughing. Then she said, "It's a skill. If you have a skill, it will help you in future." Which totally I don't understand what she was saying at that time, but I didn't mind learning. I told her, if you're going to sponsor, then I don't mind going for the class. So she actually said, "Give it a try," and she sent me for the henna class. Like when I was 19, I think when I was 19 years old. So it was just like a
Oh,
1 month course. Trust me, the first day was so boring because the only thing that my tutor teach me was drawing lines for like 4 hours. So I kept drawing lines over and over again with a pen and then with a henna cone, the pen, go back to the pen and henna cone. So I was like, seriously, this is what I have to learn, and for a person who don't like arts and you get them to draw lines, of course, you will not be happy. But I kept
yeah.
on going. My mom asked me to just keep going because she already paid already, right? One thing, if you already pay, you want to complete the thing as well. So I just kept going, and that's how it started. But not like I got like a magical experience, or I didn't know that this is my passion right after I went for it. Nothing like that. It's just that because I already learned. So I was just practicing on my mother's hands, and my sister-in-law just kept destroying their hands. I know my reason humans used to be so horrible back then, and I don't know how they can just bear with me. Then just kept doing for them. And one day, my mother asked me that you keep doing for us. When are you going to go out and do? When are you going to go and look for clients? Look for people that you don't know. You know when you're going to do like some earn some part time income.
Yeah.
Then I look at her. I'm still young. How do you want me to go and go outside and look for like strangers, right? And I was not sure how to do that. Then she gave me an idea. She told me, why not call this person who did henna for your sister-in-law? Remember, like this is like after 1 year later. Then she said, just give her a call and ask her if you like to give work with her or something like that. Let's just give her a call and see. So I was like, okay, fine. And I called the person and she said that, okay, Ken, but I need to see your work. So you need to join for like my 1 day class. First, I told my mom, I don't want to join because I already learned, why you want me to go? Then she said, no, just go. So she brought me and went. And then when the person saw my work and all, then after that, she gave me the bookings that she cannot do. So she gave me her clients. And then first time I went was with my sister-in-law. So she brought me and when I was freaking out doing for like about 10 people, all of them were strangers. But
Yeah.
all I know was whenever I didn't feel confident doing for the first time, but everyone said it was really nice. So I went like really, it's so nice. Then only I realized that not many people know about henna at that time. So that's how it got started. So the excitement came more and wanted to do more was when I started meeting people actually and wanted to
Yeah.
get better.
I think that's a very nice way that you showed how you actually got started, because I think many of us over the past, especially the past 2 years, we have gone for courses, and I think there's so many free courses and all that people start attending, but it ends there, right? A lot of them go for these classes and courses and they learn the new skill, but that's all there is. They stop there. One, because they're not interested, which is perfectly fine. But there are some people that I personally know they are very keen, but they are very scared to go to the next step. So I think what your mom did for you and asked you to do in a way was quite brilliant, of finding somebody else who's already doing this on a consistent basis and work with them first, so
Yeah.
that you get an idea of the business, which I think even I wouldn't have thought of that, which is brilliant on what she did. So when you first, I mean, you work with that person, um, was it difficult for you to, like, have that working relationship? Because I'm sure, like, it was for you, it was just like, oh, okay, it's a skill I have, I'm gonna do some freelancing and things like that. When did it become truly serious that you were like, you know what, I'm gonna make this into my career?
Um, it was not too long actually. I think within like about less than 6 months, because I mean I wasn't didn't really have much close relationship with the person because she was more like just passing me her clients. So she just
Yeah.
told me, just go here, do this, and that's it. Like we didn't really have the thing then, but like that time. But when I started doing on my own was when I kept meeting all these people and they introduced to other people. And also I started doing in a booth during my college time. So I
Mm.
used to do booths in like different college around like in Selangor, in like in Sunway, Intila, and all these colleges that I used to go and do henna booth for events, and also we used to take like public booths, like if there's events and all, we'll just go and Google and find what's happening around, and then we'll go and inquire about the booth. There are some booths where we get to earn a lot of money, but there are booths where we'll just sit down the whole day and we'll just look at each other and probably just go to the next vendor and exchange services. So we don't get anything. So we had a lot of booth experience, which was so fun, and I didn't really know that I'm doing this for money or for like to get client. No, it was just more like a fun thing. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, then we are excited to do henna, and I used to have another friend who also does henna with me. So we used to find it out together, and then we call all my family members, my brother, my sister. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do henna booth. After few times trying, first I was trying it on my own, and then they
Yeah.
saw me carrying things, bringing this, get preparing and all, and they offered like if I can help and all, and we have started to print banners, and then it was quite fun. We started to print name card and all these things as we kept on doing. The ideas kept coming, and my family members got involved. So it was a very fun journey, I would say that time. So that's when when I kept doing booth, a lot of people started to know that I was doing henna, and
Yeah.
that time I really created my page, and people started calling me for their private events, such as for the weddings and things like that. So that's when I started getting more bookings. But when exactly, I don't know if I'm going to answer I am answering your question, right? Are you
Yeah.
asking when exactly I decided to do this as a full
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was doing this, I was still studying, and I used to go for like bridal henna after my classes and all. And at that point of time, I was actually finding it a bit difficult. So I was thinking that if I'm going to go and work and do henna, it's going to be really, really hard for me because my job requires me to go on weekdays because most
Yeah.
times people get married on weekends. So if I'm and like if I do henna, bridal henna for a person, it takes like about 6 to 7 hours to complete. So imagine if I'm going to go after work, and that's going to be like I'll be coming back home midnight, and
Yeah.
I don't think so. It will be really, really tiring. So I think of all this. Quite like I don't know whether I'm smart or dumb, but I think I really like pre-think about my future, and I'm going to go through all this. I don't think so. I'll be happy doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take the risk. I took the risk to do henna as a full-time job because what I was thinking is I already built this nicely. Although it was not part of my plan, but I already built this and I didn't want to let this go because at that point of time, not many people was doing henna.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to go and work as a normal, which is okay, but I think my heart was not there. Like I can't even imagine myself sitting down working for like 9 to 5 job, doing something that I don't like when I already have something that I like. So I was thinking that this will be a waste if I don't build what I have. That's when I like, took I think I took a risk class because there's a lot of people around me was saying that this cannot be done as a full-time job. And every
Yeah.
time when I go and do henna for my clients, the first question they ask me, is this a sustainable job? So all these fears and all these things started kicking in, but still I think my heart was quite strong. It's like, no, I don't know, last just like, no, I'm going to do this. So
Yeah.
that was when I was 24, 2, 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think this is amazing. One is um, developing that idea, right? Because, like, one, I think you already were working with somebody and they pass you jobs and all that. You could have been very easily comfortable in that situation of like, oh, okay, when I need, they'll pass me a job and they have, and I'll just do that and just maintain it there. But I think what was different about you is that in a way an entrepreneurship mindset of going to the next step, trying out other things like your boots and making that better and better. I think many times freelancers struggle because they don't have that extra initiative. They are very comfortable in like the basic stuff that they know how to do, but you can always go and explore different things. I think that's one of the beautiful things that you did. And I think at the end of the day, you have to make a decision like what you did, whether you want to continue, because it will be risky, like you mentioned, but you have to make the decision. Only then it will either become a career or it won't become a career in a way. So
Yeah.
when you actually made the decision and you decided you're going to be full-time henna artist and all of that, what were the what happened after that? Were you like growing very steadily all these years, or were there like, what kind of situations do you encounter as a freelancer who's full-time? I mean, freelancer who's full-time henna artist or full-time henna artist.
Um, no, I was terrified and not like my business was going smooth. It was just nice. That means it's like I was getting booking, but not too much.
Yeah.
I didn't have savings, so it was just nice for me to live my life. Okay, I pay for this, and I can go out a bit here and there. But at that moment, I was also, because you already choose you don't want to work, and
Yeah.
you are at that age of, like, that age is something that you need to choose your life. People say you choose your life career, your life path, and that's the time. So, and everyone around me is like, I didn't have a proper person to go and speak to about this or to feel confident that I did the right thing. So
Mm.
I was really feeling very terrified and like don't know where to go. I even remember scrolling my contact, like seeing like who can I talk to, because I don't feel confident on what I did. So that was the time, like when I was like going through this. What I did was, because I was scared, so I started doing paintings. I started like going for tattoo class. I also went and enrolled myself learning tattoo, thinking that okay, this is something to do related to art, and if it related to arts means I can do, I can earn money in different areas of this art field. But it was
Yeah.
not true, because everything was stagnant and nothing was moving when I was doing so many things, because I cannot focus on one thing.
Mm.
So at that time I cannot focus on the paintings, I cannot focus on this, I cannot focus on anything because I was doing too many things at that particular time.
Yeah.
So that was the struggle I was going through, but I didn't even realize I was doing a lot of things. Because of the fear, I went and did so many things. But that was the time that I met, and I'm looking and looking for help. It was like the right time where I got a call from Steven from ET Ideas. So he called me because my cousin passed my contact. I think randomly she just passed my contact. I don't know why, but thanks to her. So she and Steven from ET Ideas called me and he was asking me what I do and things like that. So I was like telling him, I do this, I do this, I do this, and I don't know what he thought. He told me that maybe I think you should meet my mentor. So then I that time, you are like literally desperate and you're looking for opportunity, you're looking for help. help. So any opportunity comes, you want to grab it. So I said, okay,
Yeah.
I'll just meet the mentor. Just want to see what is there, or what is ET ideas and all about. And when I met Wasla, my mentor right now, who is also a mentor of ET ideas, we had a very nice conversation. So just checking on me what I'm doing and things like that. I used to have like a lot of ideas, a lot of plans, and it's just that I know if I tell these plans to like my immediate family members or friends, and they would not really encourage that because it's a lot of things is about arts.
Yeah.
So when I told her, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is such a nice plan," and things like that. And one thing that she told me was, "Itia, this is like, if you have an idea, we'll do it together." So I really like that thing that she said, and coming out from someone that I don't even know. People I know, it's all they like to sit down and give advice for 1 hour, but they will not say that, we'll do it together. I barely hear that from my side.
Yeah.
So I like the concept, and I've also like did research about how ETIDs works like, and the people that they have developed, and the results that they were showing. And I tried so many things, spent for so many classes, nothing worked. So why not now just give it a try? So that was the time that I joined the the best program. It was like a 1 year program, and I got like a personal mentor, which was Waslav, was mentoring me on to develop my career as a sustainable career, my passion into a sustainable career. So some because that was what I was looking for, and I didn't see anyone was doing that. So I really liked it, and she was guiding me slowly, step by step, in terms of my happiness, my health, and my finance. So a lot in the beginning was my happiness, and then slowly it went into on handling my finance part.
Okay.
So
Okay. I think one of the best things that most people need is an ecosystem, especially if you're a freelancer. Things tend to be very lonely. You are doing things on your own in a way. But in ET ideas, like because I'm also part of ET ideas, people do randomest of things in here. There's all kinds of different careers, all kinds of different fields. And I don't think I've met anyone who overlaps. I think there's like very few people who overlap with each other's field. But even if they do, or even if they don't, they work together, like you said, they execute things together and make things happen together. And hence, it is a whole new, very exciting product that comes out. Is your henna is no longer just henna. Your henna is backed by so many different fields coming together, working together, right?
yeah,
So if you guys are watching and you're keen to find out more about ETIDs, I will drop the link to ETIDs website in the comments. You guys can check it out as well. So I think you met ETIDs and all of that. What was some of the, I don't know, things that you had to implement or habits you had to change that kind of like really helped you in your freelancing career? Because
oh,
you mentioned your mentors helping you make it sustainable. So what were the things you had to change to make it sustainable?
I think about it's a very simple thing to say, and a lot of people, I think, in the beginning, I was thinking that, oh, it's going to be like a business strategic. They're going to tell me like it's A, B, do this, do that, learn this, learn that. But then nothing was. It was not like that. It's more like having a lot of conversation with me, talking to me, meeting up, and sometimes I don't even know why they haven't saying certain things, like sharing about their stories, and which doesn't make sense at that time. But then, like, it was part of the lesson. So,
Yeah.
like, they were teaching how to respond to situation when you are reacting, because most
Yeah.
times we are so used. Like for me, I'm a very reactive person, especially to my family members. So I they amend the relationship with my family first, because remember, I'm like, I didn't go to the normal path, the normal route. I went the opposite side. So the relationship with my family was not so good, because we didn't really have like a proper conversation, especially
Yeah.
with my brothers. So they start to slowly mend the relationship with my family first. So then I started changing slowly internally. So as I started changing and becoming a bit more happier and start, I wouldn't say not reacting now, but I stopped. No, no, I wouldn't say responding, but I stopped reacting. That means
Okay.
outside. So usually I'll straight away like Mara, or straight away say something hurtful, or be
Yeah.
sarcastic. I like to be sarcastic last time. I don't know if I still be. So if I do something like that, I stop. So the
Yeah.
first step is stopping doing that. So when you stop that, the people around you will be like, hey, that's not the normal system, right? So it's not like the normal thing that I do. So they
Yeah.
also like they it's this is not Uma is like slowly has changed. So and then the inside part is still reacting. So that one also slowly starting to like stop the inside reaction and start responding. So the
Mm.
certain scenarios happen during like an argument going to start with my family. Then I stop that and I start responding. They started gaining respect on me. Then they started taking interest, started supporting and all. So why I'm saying how this is related to my career, it's like a lot, or it's really related, because when I started getting, because family relationship is one of the main relationships, is you need to really be happy about it, because if you're
Yeah.
not happy with your family, you whatever happens in your work, you cannot do your work properly.
Yep.
So when I started, there's like a very nice feeling between me and my family, like they respect me. Then we started having conversation, we become more happier, and they started taking part of ET ideas. They started getting to know about ET ideas in recent. So when I became happier, my business started growing. So it's a lot to do with handling my own emotion, because if I can respond properly to my family, because that's like the most difficult part, you can definitely respond well to your clients
Yeah.
automatically,
Yeah.
because client is someone that you cannot react no matter what. So
Yeah.
imagine if you handle the biggest thing, and you can definitely handle the client. So I started to learn the art of handling clients when I start handling my own family first. So then my business started growing, and like for one whole year before the pandemic, I got almost booked until the whole year. So like
Yeah.
almost every month I got like whole booking for my So
Amazing. Amazing. I think one thing that many of us tend to get wrong with regards to business development and like freelancing, career development, and all of that is the fact that you think you need to implement a business idea, you must have a marketing strategy, all the fancy words will come out, and we think, okay, if we have all of this, we'll be able to execute and get our business. You must have your productivity tools, you must have this, you must have that. But I think one thing that in your sharing I can see is that it's about managing yourself. If you are able to manage your emotions, that reflects on your how you manage your emotions with regards your clients. If you can have less fear in your planning, I mean, like if you're not constantly worrying about your future, naturally when you do things in your business, it will go in a very smooth flow in a way. So
Yeah,
so it's more about us rather than the business itself.
correct. I think I remember once Valsla mentioned that you already know what you need to do. The thing is, a lot of people doesn't know is they don't know how to handle their emotions.
Yeah.
And the most times I think she mentioned this once, said most people are not fear of failing. Most people are actually having fear to be successful.
Yeah.
So I think that was something very like okay, actually that's very true.
It's real, guys. Fear of succeeding. So, okay, this is money matters, which means we need to talk a little bit about money at least. I think freelancing is a very, very tricky area for people when it comes to money because of it's freelancing, in my opinion, is like running a business. If you are an entrepreneur, you're a freelancer, technically it's the same thing, guys. It's just whether you it's the beginning level of a business where you have is the only employee you have is yourself, and you have to get things done to do that. Of course, later on you will start hiring people and whatnot. So for in that phase of beginning stages, you are the only employee. You have to run your business and all of that. What was some of the concerns financially that you had in your business? Like things that worried you, or like what is financial situation like for freelancers? People think like, oh, it's freedom, it's you can do what you want when you want and all of that. Is that the scenario for freelancers?
If you're not taking it seriously, if you have like a job and then you're doing this as a freelance job, then maybe you might not take it seriously and you think that oh anytime you can do it. But
Yeah.
if this is the only job, then you need to take things seriously. And that's the time the fears start kicking in. Because you don't
Mm,
have a sustainable job and you need to make this as a sustainable job. So the
yeah.
fear is like everything. That means it's like you don't know whether the following month like for me the good lesson was the pandemic because although I was booked, I know I can take it easily, but the pandemic hit and it freaked me out because I don't have job the
Yeah.
whole year although I was booked. Um so it started worrying me lah. Started worrying me like I need to pay my rental, I need to pay for my car, I need to pay for this, I need to pay for that, I need to eat food. So I got so many things to worry about. And when you really make a decision and you're working towards that, it's also not so nice to go back to your family and ask them anything like that. So I don't want to be in that situation as well. So
Yeah.
all these worries started kicking in, and there was the time again. My mentors helped me to like realign that and see like look for solution on what we can do. So I think the obstacle that I was having was during the pandemic was like I didn't have bookings, I couldn't go for work, and I did not go and look for any other job, but I started an online class because I already have like about few years of experience. So I started an online class for like 2 hours, and the obstacle became an opportunity because the online class, if let's say if I'm doing a physical class, I can only get people around the area, but the
Yeah.
online class it helped to reach out to many people all around Malaysia and also Singapore. So got a lot of students all around that. So then I started to focus more on online class for the last 2 years. So, but still the worry was there, but I still need to push myself to do marketing. So what I learned during the pandemic was, because I took my business seriously only at this point of time, right? So I need to learn marketing this time. Like
Yeah.
previously, I was doing marketing, but I was doing it for fun. I didn't know I was doing marketing, which was
Yeah.
doing the booth and all this thing. I was not aware. But this time I'm already aware, and I don't really have a choice now. If I want to work towards this, I need to start learning how to do marketing. So I push myself to learn how to do marketing with the people who already are very good at doing marketing in India. So I tag along with them, and I see how they're learning. I also like ask if I can do marketing for their services. So one of the marketing I learned was actually Me and I. It was a web series that my mentor was doing. It's a weekly web series, which really helped a lot of people during the pandemic,
Yeah.
especially during the pandemic, because it was a lot on helping yourself how to manage your emotion and looking for solution. So I think that was something a brilliant web series that my mentor was doing, and I was helping her learning. It's so called helping, but actually I was learning how to do marketing when I was doing marketing for that during the pandemic. So that's when I convert, because I learned already, right? So I use the same method and on my class marketing. So that helped me to do my class marketing, and I started getting signed up for my classes, and yeah, I was sustaining my career for the last 2 years without doing henna. This was something new for me to start. So the
I,
fear
I,
is, I think the fear pushes you to do something. If
I
you
think
don't,
I'm so mind blown with, because personally for me, I always thought like you enjoyed marketing and that was something you like to do. But like you are sharing here, previously it was like just part of the flow, go do booths and things were going very smoothly. But I think you had to relearn the whole thing in the past 2 years. So I think as a freelancer, one of the things you have to do is like be willing to be able to learn, because there is going to be a lot more things you need to change, you need to do differently when you're an entrepreneur and a freelancer. I think that's one beautiful thing you shared. And the other one is, of course, a lot of times when we start businesses, if we are doing something and it doesn't work, or like pandemic time, many people just switch completely to something different. They they kind of like abandon whatever it was that they were doing. I think for you, you could have easily said, "Hey, Hannah, it's a dead industry during pandemic. Bye," and then you could have just gone and did something else. But I think what you did differently was look at, okay, Hannah, I still have it. Still have the skill. Maybe I can teach. You still found other extensions to your business in a way.
yeah,
And I think even during this time, you worked with other artists to develop new products and all of that as well, which a lot of people would not have done because they would have shut down at the first part itself, which is
yeah.
cannot be done by that kind of thing, right?
I think it's very exciting when you don't give up and you go for it. You actually can see there's actually too much of opportunity even in that one field, and you actually cannot tap into everything.
Yeah,
So it's like it's very exciting, because if you go for it, then you can say, oh my god, there's actually a lot of things to do.
yeah.
So just doing one by one is something that I learned, and I'm still learning how to do that.
Okay. What are the other things that you applied, like maybe two financial habits that you applied in your business that helped you to kind of like make freelancing sustainable in the first place, but also help you manage the pandemic? Because it's a miracle that you did survive these 2 years and all of that. What were some of the financial habits that helped you?
Okay, so before the pandemic itself, since I was so blessed, I think I met my mentors way before that, 1 year ahead. So mentor told me like, because I don't have savings habit at all since
Yeah,
young. So I don't really save. I have money, but I don't really save. And if I get extra money, also somehow I'll just see like, oh my god, I got like a lump of money. Then after like 2 3 days, suddenly it just disappears, and I don't know where it went. So,
yeah,
so then I started, since I don't have the habit. My mentor said, you don't have to save so much. Just take 50 ringgit from your deposits and just put it aside. So create a like a money market kind of any investment kind of thing. Just put it aside. So I started doing that slowly. It's just like a little amount. There's 50 ringgit, 50 ringgit, 50 ringgit. So from there, it started building slowly, slowly, which I didn't even realize. So
yeah,
because it's a very small amount, right? So I didn't realize. But most times I don't like to save small. I like big amounts, but then this time I listened to my mentor. So I just take a small amount and put it aside.
yeah,
And what happened during the pandemic that helped me to sustain for at least three few months to think about what I want to do.
yeah,
Because imagine if I don't have any money and I'm broke, I'm not even happy. How am I going to think about ideas? How am I going to start planning? So this is where I can relate back to, you need to be happy to start doing something.
yeah.
So your emotionally must be okay lah. So I think finance is one of the main reasons why not many people you cannot be happy if your finance is not stable. And if you're not happy, you cannot do or execute the idea that you have in mind.
Yes,
So that's the thing. Like since I have a bit of saving which can sustain me for at least 6 months, and I was like, okay, you know what? Since I can do this course, so let's give it a try. And I got the time to start planning and thinking and executing. So
yep.
yeah. So just the little amount without me knowing helped me during the pandemic.
Okay, okay, very nice. Is there any other things that you feel, the freelancers that you work? I mean, I'm sure you in your field, like there's so many other henna artists out there and all of that. That other than the savings part, actually preparing yourself, having that stable, uh, like a foundation there in a way, so that things go wrong, you can support yourself. Other than that, is there anything you feel that you do differently that helped you to kind of sustain it?
Do differently. I mean, in my field, is it itself, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I think one thing we started doing was, I remember like last time I told that I was doing painting and things like that. There was extra skills I learned, but it's just
yeah,
that I wasn't ready to apply those skills at that particular time. So that skill came back, which was like implementing henna skill in different mediums, such as like I have my one of my partner right now. Her name is Caroline, and what she did, she learned henna during the pandemic, and she started to do bottle art using henna skill. So yeah, that was something very very mind blowing because I've never seen anyone doing it. I mean, she draws on her bottles using a henna skill, and she coats it. She did like her R&D for a few weeks, and she find a way where the artwork stays as it is. Because many
yeah,
times we see artwork is somewhere where you can just place it somewhere, you can just hang it somewhere, but you don't bring it around. So what
yeah,
Helen there's like, you can bring this around and you make yourself so happy the whole day by just looking at your bottle. So she does mind blowing artwork, and which got me to see, what I should start seeing what else we can do with this skill itself. So then we actually recently we launched a product called Momento. So Momento is something that we use henna skill to do on a plain ceramic plate, and we coat it and we gift it for like exclusive events like weddings or graduations or like corporate events and things like that. So this is something that we are working on. And one thing is also you don't know how long the thing that you are doing, you cannot do only one thing. So it's also like once you are already stable in this one thing, it's also good to see what other things that you can do. So this new thing actually excites me, and also when it excites me to do this new project that we're working on, it also gives me the same momentum to work on. It's all connected.
Yeah.
It's all connected. So it also gives me the momentum to work on my henna also at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's not so boring like because I'm not only doing one thing.
Yep. I think the key is to first stabilize whatever you're doing. I think for you, you took that many years to make sure your henna itself is stable. And then in this pandemic time, I think you stabilized. The other thing was your workshops and classes and all of that. And now because those two are there, it's constantly giving you income and all of that. Now you can explore going into these other new avenues like the Momento and all of that. So for those of you who are watching, if you're keen to find out more about Uma's Momento, I think it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. I'll also drop a link to their Instagram page so you can see all of the products, some of their clients actually purchasing it, how was their reactions and all of that. You can check it out on their Instagram page. It was, and if you are keen to get a gift, especially since it's February, it's the month to give people that you love some stuff. You should definitely check out Artisan Cottage and Freshly Made for it. All right. So Uma, any last comments, advice for our audience today who are watching?
About money. Okay. So I think one of the two habit pattern, I think just now you asked me, one I started saving this little amount. Second thing is I use this money app, which is Money Manager, to track down my expenses so that I don't go out over budget. But
Yep.
I think automatically when I set my mind not to go over budget, also it still goes in the budget thing. Although it's not perfect, but it's getting better.
Yeah.
So you can also check out Money Manager, and you can start tracking your expenses, or find someone who actually uses it, or anyone who actually use a money app, so that if you can learn how to do that, because that will help you to, because most of the time the reason why I don't really track or scared to even track in even my the money I used to get from my client is because I scared, not scared, I don't know how to say, but it's like more like when I don't put it out there, I don't know how much is my expenses, I don't know how much is my income. So when I don't know this, I don't even have a goal, which
Yeah.
is sad. Then what's my sad life? So now I have like a goal, and whatever I buy also automatically I'm like, do I have the budget? Can I buy this? Is it important? Do I really need this? So there's so many questions is coming, which is like the first step going towards your financial goal. Lah. So it's like, okay, like I'm doing a good job because I already have these questions in my mind. Although I'm going to buy, I'm not going to buy, that's secondary thing. But usually my mentor will say that awareness before change.
Yep.
So you be aware first, and the change will slowly take place, and that's okay even if you buy extra things or what. So, yeah, that's about it.
I think that's amazing. A lot of times we forget the basic stuff like tracking and knowing where your money goes and asking those questions before you spend the money. These things will bring you a much longer way than complex solutions for your business. So I think if you guys are watching, if you don't track already, if you don't do like what Uma says, ask those questions before you spend. That's one place you can get started with. So thank you, Uma. That was such a, I didn't even realize the time passing. So I think we talked so much about the freelancing career, but also about your financial habits and all of that. I personally have learned a lot. And if you guys want to find out more about what Uma does, I'll leave the social media links in the chat box. You guys can go and follow her page and support her business and see if you would like to get those their services. Go ahead and get those as well. So
Thank
thank
you.
you, Uma, for being here.
Thank you, Madhura, for having me. Thank you, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Bye. So that was the interview with Uma on how she actually developed her freelancing career. So if you guys enjoyed the interview, do drop a comment on what you guys learned. I think each of these episodes will bring in different things about finances. I think freelancing is a very interesting topic to talk about, and I hope you guys got what you needed to get out of this session. There's many more exciting sessions coming up, so stay tuned on Money Matters. You can actually subscribe to Money Matters, but if you're watching on YouTube, click subscribe on ETBoo's YouTube channel, or if you're watching on Facebook, follow the channel that you're watching on right now so that you do not miss an episode. We have very exciting topics coming up for the next 2 weeks in February. Next week on Money Matters, we are having a topic about sales, 5 roadblocks you encounter when closing sales, and we are featuring Steven Raj, who is the head of marketing and sales at Globetrotter Consultancy, and he's going to be sharing how he gets people to make sales, how he himself does it as well. And last but not least, in the last week of February, on 27th of February, we are featuring Michael Gilmore from Maya Awards, where he'll be talking about rebranding financial literacy. So both these sessions are going to be really fun. It's going to be truly insightful in a way. So do not miss an episode. Do join us, and I hope to see you guys in our future episodes. Thank you so much for watching today's session, and Madra signing off.